So we're here from Parramatta, so pretty close.
Well
so the publication that we have is from the Parramatta Salvation Army.
Oh, great.
Weekly newsletter called the Parramatters.
Like it.
First digital, first screen someone's bought in.
There you go.
Hand that over here, and
Yeah.
I'll show the. Look at that.
The Parramatters.
Parramatters.
That's a very good name.
Yeah.
That's
So it's been running for a little while now.
Nice one, bud.
So we just got a few questions for you, obviously.
That's great. Thank God.
It'd be awkward if we didn't.
Oh, I could hold that for 4 minutes. Up to the camera.
So the Salvos works to bring out stories of hope, love and compassion in the community as people experience Christ in their lives. So through your experience with True Stories, what do you think is the impact that True Stories can have on individuals?
Great question. I would say, now look, obviously the stories we're dealing with are more on the humorous side, but at the time that these stories happen to a lot of people, it would be a chapter in their life they'd rather not talk about. Sometimes, you know, an unlucky bounce or something's happened where they've made a really questionable decision. But I'd say the lesson from True Story, now this might not apply to everything in life, but the lesson from True Story is, in time, things that you are embarrassed or ashamed about can become very, very funny. And can become a part of who you are and can help you grow.
Yeah, cool.
And maybe other theme could be just taking an interest in people and taking an interest in people's lives and listening to them. Yeah.
So Hamish, we understand that you've done some promotional work for the Salvation Army in the past. We're curious, what was it that made you decide you wanted to support the Salvos in this way? And Andy, when can we expect to see you supporting the Salvos?
Great second question. I mean, I think the first question is obvious. The Salvos help a lot of people, and they're a wonderfully compassionate organisation. I've always been very proud to help out the Salvos. Now let's get on to the second bit. What the hell has Andy Lee been doing, sitting on his hands?
I know.
I mean, I will say this though. A few years ago, I rode a marathon for the Salvos, 42Ks for 42K, and Andy Lee was a very generous donor to that cause. So whilst we haven't seen Andy on the rowing machine himself, he was my benevolent benefactor, my rich uncle Pennybags, to use the Monopoly lingo, showering me with, unfortunately, Monopoly money.
No, real money.
Real money, a generous donor. So it's a great example, I suppose, if you need people out there publicly
helping,
but you also need people behind the scenes. We can't all be asking for donations because then no one would be left to donate.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's a critical part of the equation.
Exactly, yeah. So at Parramatta, a segment we have in Sunday meetings is called 60 Seconds With.
Okay.
So basically we get youth and kids to come up and just ask them some quickfire questions. Yep. So we thought we'd go through a few quickfire questions on you guys.
Give me quick answers.
So
1 minute.
Oh, perfect. 60 seconds.
Here we go.
So in your spare time, what's something that you like to get up to?
Karate.
Yeah, not lying.
I do a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
A little bit.
Who has had the biggest impact on you?
Bruce Lee.
What's a controversial opinion that you might have?
You can't have too many black belts on at any one time.
That Hamish is a karate champion.
If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
Hamish Lee. Out of respect to Andy and Bruce.
Did you ever go to Sunday school as a kid? And if so, do you have a standout memory from it?
Yes, I do. I went as a security guard because I knew karate, and I beat up 2 guys trying to get in illegally.
He clashed with his karate practice. He did not.
I did. I would do security on the way home from Sunday school to allow the children to learn in peace.
Would you rather have to wear shirts that are always 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small?
5 sizes too small to show off my karate body.
If you could ask Jesus any question, what would it be and why?
Who would you roundhouse? And then it would be a trick question because I thought you meant to love your enemy.
I think he'd say, no,
I don't need to.
I don't need to.
I've got a friend, my dad, who can sort things out for anyone that bothers me.
What was your favourite TV show growing up?
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, the short-lived TV series.
Walked right into that one, didn't we?
There's the bell. Ding, ding, ding. One last one.
Go, throw one more.
We'll go for it. So what's some advice you might have to someone considering entering the entertainment industry?
Wax on, wax
Wax on, wax off. Always watch someone's hips. They'll tell you where they're about to throw a punch. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much. Margaret, nice to meet you.
We tried to answer as honestly as we could.
Jump in the middle, get a picture, buddy.